This is a standard SaaS marketing dashboard. Notice the massive slice of signups sitting in a category labeled direct traffic. On paper, direct traffic represents buyers who memorized your URL and typed it into their browser. For an early-stage company, that level of brand recognition is rarely the reality. Marketers often lose whole afternoons trying to fix this. They obsess over UTM parameters, rebuild channel groupings, or price out expensive attribution tools to find the missing source. The tracking software records every click it sees, yet the most significant parts of the modern buying journey never produce a click at all. Aligning the dashboard with reality requires acknowledging that the map of the digital world no longer matches the territory of buyer behavior. Standard attribution tools operate on a simple rule. They attribute the lead to the very last click a user made right before signing up. But B2B purchasing has moved away from that final click. Research shows that 75% of buyers would rather buy without ever speaking to a sales rep, making their choice long before they ever make contact. This discovery happens in dark areas where analytics cannot follow. Buyers are asking AI assistants for recommendations, taking advice from private Slack or Discord groups, or hearing your name on a podcast. They browse your site anonymously for weeks, conducting thorough research before they ever decide to fill out a form. By the time a buyer creates a trackable event on your dashboard, the decision to buy was likely finalized days or weeks earlier in the shadows. Beyond buyer behavior, there is a technical problem called the link leak. This is the mechanical process where links lose their source data as they move across the web. When a link is copied into a private chat, trailing tracking parameters, the source data, get stripped away. Clicking that bare link brings a user with no history. The analytics tool sees a visitor, but defaults them to the direct traffic bucket, a catch-all for missing labels. The direct traffic label serves as a placeholder for missing data, rather than a description of how your buyers actually found you. Treating last click percentages as definitive facts ignores the massive gaps in visibility. Most channel reports are simply model outputs with the error bars removed. Start by renaming the direct category to unattributed in all internal reporting. This simple change forces an honest conversation about the scale of your missing data. Avoid the urge to buy new software to solve this. Tech giants are already moving away from browser-level tracking, and no third-party vendor has a viable way to bypass that shift. Presenting a complete-looking breakdown based on flawed defaults signals a lack of rigor to experienced founders and investors. You can rebuild a trustworthy reporting system by sorting your data into 3 tiers based on confidence: traced, asked, and assumed. Traced data includes events your own systems record end-to-end, like signups, payments, and branded search terms where a user specifically types your product name into a search engine. Asked data comes from the buyers themselves. Adding a required open text box to your sign-up form captures the human stories, like a friend's recommendation, that tracking software will always miss. Everything else is assumed. This contains all your unattributed data, stripped links, and last-click guesses, labeled clearly so no one mistakes them for certainties. When you tell an investor that 38% of your signups have no reliable source, you demonstrate a level of analytical rigor that a tidy, fabricated pie chart can never match. Marketing rigor means aligning your claims with the available evidence, then filling the visibility gaps by simply asking the buyer for the rest of the story.